and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be getting ready with you guys and I'm going to be talking about something that I posted on my Instagram not that long ago and everyone was asking me about it, so I'm just going to do a little story time. That is about how I auditioned for American Idol and I also auditioned for The Voice, so I'm going to talk about both. I don't know, it's kind of a fun story. This was, I actually wonder what season it was even. I should look it up. Okay, so I guess it was 2013 that I auditioned, but it would have been 2014 season. Okay, so it was Caleb Johnson, the rock singer that won that year. So it was season 13, I guess, that I auditioned for. I guess kind of late in the game. It was back when Idol was still on Fox. Yeah, so my American Idol journey started actually in Orlando in Disney World. Basically what happened was there used to be an attraction in Disney World called the American Idol Experience, and it definitely was an experience. They had this whole stage set up and it looked exactly like the live shows of American Idol. It was really cool, and you could go and watch basically 3 singers and you vote for who's the best in your little seat, because there's a little punch pad next to your seat, and then at night whoever won during the daytime shows would all come back to compete for the big prize, which was the Dream Ticket. Dream Ticket was essentially a front of the line pass for the real audition. So you could take that and be like, hey, I won the American Idol Experience in Disney World. Basically, I'm already pretty good, so I'm just gonna skip the line and here you go. I went in January to Disney World. My brother was a competitive gymnast when he was a little kid, and he had a competition in Florida, so we went with his gymnastics school. I really wanted to do the American Idol Experience because I'm obsessed with American Idol. I had previously, before this, auditioned for The Voice. And I guess before I tell you about the American Idol Experience, I should tell you about that. So I want to say it was season 2 or 3 of The Voice, so it was pretty early on. I went the first time with my dad over the summer. My dad also is a musician. He took me to audition for The Voice in New Jersey. And at the time I was living in Philadelphia, so, an hour outside of Philadelphia, so New Jersey was the closest audition spot to me. And we stood in line. It was in the middle of the summer. It was super hot. My dad brought ice packs and those little squirt fans, and we were helping spray all the people in line because we were all just blistering in the sun. You finally get inside the stadium, you're waiting outside all day long, and then you basically get split up into groups of 10 people. And it was like this both times I did The Voice. The first time I went in and I sang whatever song I sang. I have no idea what I even sang any of these times that I auditioned for anything. You sing for maybe 15, maybe 30 seconds, and then they stop you. They go through everybody in the group, and at the end they tell you who out of the group makes it, and it's either no one or it's one person. And that's the way that The Voice weeds through people. So basically, if you have anyone who's better than you in your group, you're shot. I had this woman in my group the first time that was really, really good, and she basically had this big belty. She was taking everybody to church. She was phenomenal. Her singing was incredible. There was just no way I was gonna compete with that. So they ended up taking her, and I mean, I didn't really care because it was just fun to go and do it. It was a cool first audition experience, and everybody in line was singing. Let me tell you, let me go wet my sponge, and I got a funny story about this. The first time I auditioned, when I went with my dad, there was this lady in my group. This was quite possibly one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me in my whole life. And my dad and I still laugh about this to this day. This girl got up in our group and she sang "If I Only Had a Brain" by the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. It wasn't even I could while away the hours if I only had a brain. It wasn't upbeat and fast. It was painfully slow. It was if I only had a brain. The slowest version of that song you can imagine. My dad and I were kicking each other. We could not keep our shit together during that. Let me tell you, for hours beforehand, I stood next to this girl in line. Had no idea she was gonna come out with that. She had her headphones in, humming to herself for hours. You could tell she was one of those people that genuinely thought that she was good. And she just came out with that, and we were like, That was pretty funny. So the second time my dad took me again, and this time it was in the middle of the winter in New York City. You know how freaking cold that is. So my dad took me and my younger sister, she's 2 years younger, she can also sing, and my childhood best friend. We stood in line, we were literally huddled on the streets of New York City for hours Finally get in, same thing, we're all in the same group of 10 people, so we're like, okay, there's 3 of us auditioning in here, like one of us has to make it, and they took no one from our group, so that kind of sucked. But there wasn't anything like funny that happened that time. I think because we were kind of like late in the day, the judges were like over it. And let me say, this was not like Adam Levine that I had auditioned in front of. It was literally producers, and you had no idea who the hell they were. It wasn't like I was at the blind auditions, like they don't start out like that. So anyway, back to American Idol. I did the American Idol experience in Florida. You have to audition early in the day, and then they give you a time to come back for your show that you're gonna perform at. You have to pick like one of the songs on their list, and I picked Undo It by Carrie Underwood, and that's what I sang. They picked me, they loved me. You come back basically early, you rehearse your song with like a vocal coach, and then you go to hair and makeup, which is funny because they really just like fluff you. They don't like actually do your hair and makeup. Most people are wearing like theme park clothes. You're not like dressed up to perform. So, you know, you're at Disney World, you're dressed to go on rides and walk around all day in the heat. So I was in my freaking Crocs. Don't come for me. Yes, I was wearing Crocs that day. I switched shoes with my mom though because she was wearing flip-flops and I was not going on stage in Crocs. So then the live show comes, and it really is like American Idol. It's really cute. Like the judges come out, it looks like you're in one of the live shows. The audience votes for their favorite, and then either you win or you lose. So I won. I was like, oh my god, cool. I get to come back tonight and compete for the dream ticket. Sweet. Came back at like 7 o'clock that night and competed for the dream ticket. And I was super excited. You couldn't tell me shit because I won the live show during the day, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna win this one. I had lost to this like a cute little like chubby dad. Had like 5 million kids and family members in the audience, and they all voted for him, and he sang Ain't No Sunshine. He wasn't bad, but like his kids were in the audience voting for him, so everybody voted for him because they were like, oh my god, his family's here, how sweet is that? That lit a fire under my ass because I lost to him, and I was like, hell no, I'm going back tomorrow. So that's exactly what I did. I went back the next day, and I was determined at that point to win. I was like, there is no freaking way that I am gonna let some chubby dad defeat me. I didn't. And I went back the next day, did a live show during the day, and won again. If you win the daytime show, they cut promos of you to show at the live show at night for all the winners. So basically, they cut promos of me, and it was my mom's birthday this time. So it literally was my mom's birthday. It was January 28th. I also have family that lives in Florida, so they like surprised me. They all made signs. They drove down that night because they knew I was in the live show. We were all like, oh, no, we're gonna win today. When I tell you, my family is so competitive, it's hilarious. My mom was like, my daughter is star, she's gonna win. I was gonna really play up the fact that it was my mom's birthday because I was like, you know, last night I lost to this guy, like he got the sympathy vote. Screw it, I'm gonna get the freaking sympathy vote tonight. This is bullshit. I really played it up. I was like, Mom, this one's for you. It's your birthday, this is for you. And I was gonna audition for American Idol anyway because it was like my lifelong dream to audition for American Idol. I had watched it since I was in first grade. I was obsessed with it. So I was going to audition anyway, but I really wanted the front of the line pass. I desperately wanted to win. I go back at night and my family's all there. Everybody's in the audience. It's my mom's birthday, and I'm like, this is your time to shine. I'm ready to perform. I put on like a sparkly shirt. For some reason, I still wear flip-flops. I sing, I do the whole thing. The ending comes. Obviously, my family's like all in the audience with freaking signs and stuff. They all voted for me. My younger cousins at the time were like running to the empty seats and like pushing the button to vote for me. I win. And it literally looks like when you actually win American Idol. It's so freaking cool. All the confetti comes down and everything. A dream come true for that child inside that just wanted always to win American Idol and be Kelly Clarkson, because Kelly Clarkson is my hero. If you know me, you know that I worship Kelly Clarkson. So I win, and I was living my Kelly Clarkson season 1 fantasy, and I get the dream ticket. Best moment of my whole life. I had to wait a couple months because I think the real auditions weren't until this summer, and this was January. So the closest audition city to me was Boston, which was 5 hours from where I lived. My mom and dad, weirdly enough, my parents had just gotten divorced, but I wanted both of them to go, so they did. So we all drove up, my parents and my sister, and we were all psyched. So the next day I go, I'm like in a cute outfit. I had my guitar with me because this was the first season you were allowed to audition with an instrument, because before they didn't used to let you and you just had to sing. They play this like really emotional video, so everybody in the audience who's about to audition, like you literally are in a stadium. Like I was in Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play, like the football stadium in Boston. It was really cool. There were so many people, like tons of people. You could hear people singing in the bathroom at the top of their lungs. It was cool. And when it was your turn to go, you would go down on the football field, and there was like maybe like 10, 15 tents on the football field. They play this emotional video. Ryan Seacrest comes out. He does like a little speech, and that was kind of cool. You go down and you sing. You basically get in line at one of the tents, and you go up, you sing for like 10-15 seconds, and then they say yes or no out of like the people that were standing there. While I was waiting in line, I was talking to these girls who had auditioned before, and they told me like the secret to the American Idol auditions, and I was like, okay, tell me more. They told me that basically each tent, the producers in the tents are assigned different genres. So one tent is looking for country people, another tent is looking for pop people, another one's looking for rock people. You don't know which tent you're going to. So you could be a country singer and walk up in the pop line and you're instantly cut, and you have no idea why, because they don't tell you this. But these people, I guess, they somehow figured it out, or they knew. I should have paid attention to them, because I could have changed my song at the last minute. So I'm gonna say I sang another Carrie Underwood song. I get up and the guy before me, right before me, makes it through. So if you make it through, you get to go through like the tunnel of the football field, like into like the locker rooms basically, and you go on to the next round. And my parents are watching like in the stands and everything, and they're like screaming my name as I'm about to go up. So the guy in front of me makes it, and he sang a Maroon 5 song with his guitar, and it was good. He made it, he walks through the thing, and he's like, yes, oh my God. And like they celebrate, there's cameras, everybody's cheering for you when you go through the tunnel. If you don't make it, you have to do all the way down to the other side of the football field, like walk of shame, 100 yards down out the stadium, and your family has to leave the stands and go meet you outside, and you leave. That's what happened to me. I sang my song. I was in the pop line and I didn't know it, and I sang a country song. I should have paid attention to the guy that made it through before me, because I think I would have had a better shot. There's a lot of really talented people that come out for this, so they have to weed through people somehow. Now that I know this, I don't know that I would go through their audition process again. I think The Voice is way more fair, and they actually look for talent. American Idol, you know, they look for those crazy people. Season 1 was when American Idol peaked. But anyway, they didn't pick me, and I had my guitar with me, literally slung it over my shoulder, and I was fine. Like, I wasn't upset. I don't get upset over stuff like that, because it was a cool experience, and I had always wanted to audition for American Idol. Of course, like, it would have been really cool if I'd made it, but, you know, whatever. I wasn't even upset. But then they make you do this walk of shame all the way down the football field. So you're already like rejected. Your guitar is slung over your back. You do this long ass walk of shame 100 yards down a football field. And the whole way down the field, they have cameramen lined up harassing you the whole way down. And I don't mean like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you didn't make it. Not that. It's like, oh my God, why didn't you make it? Are you not good enough? Do you think you would even come back and do this again next year? Like, they're mean to you. And they do it so they can get reactions out of you. So that's how they get those clips of people like losing their shit on American Idol, because they literally are paid to harass you with their camera. And they're up in your face. Like, when I tell you they're in your face, I don't want to be those people, because I knew that they show that kind of stuff on TV. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk out of here with some dignity. But by the time I hit the end of that football field, when I saw my family like waiting at the end, because they knew I didn't make it, obviously. By the time I hit the end of the football field and saw my family waiting at the end, and there's cameras in my face, and I'm like, you know, swatting them away, I was so upset, because I was just like, I just got harassed for 100 yards. Like, this sucks. So I don't think I would do American Idol ever again. Katy Perry's on. I just don't like Katy Perry. I think she's so annoying. You literally walk all the way down the football field, and it's traumatizing, to say the least. I was kind of lucky, because oddly enough, I had a Disney World trip planned like the next day. I don't know why I did that, but me and my boyfriend at the time had a Disney World trip planned the next day with our friends. I ended up going to Disney World the next day, so I really wasn't that upset. But it was definitely a traumatizing experience, and it kind of turned me off from ever auditioning for anything ever again. I don't know if that's how they do things now. I really have no idea. So to update on my singing career, since my American Idol fail, I have not auditioned for anything ever again in 7 years. I really think that process kind of scarred me. I think I didn't expect like the harassment. And I know they do it for like a reaction, so it's not like anything against the show or anything like that. It's just a weird thing to experience if you're not expecting it. I haven't really done a whole lot as of recently. I do still want to do something with it. I don't think I'm ever gonna do it as a career like I thought I was when I was a kid, because I've just found other things that I'm good at and other things that I do like as my career. Like, for example, I'm in makeup, I work for Morphe. I have a really, really cool job that I love a lot, and I don't see myself ever giving that life up. I just don't think that being a broke musician and chasing after my dreams and singing in clubs every night is just the life that I want for myself. I think it was fun when I was younger. God, I played in bands for a long time. I was in a band with my childhood best friends for years. I was in a band with my now husband. So that's kind of cool that we met in that way, and I'm really grateful for that. We still do record like covers and stuff. Not often, but we record them when we feel like it, which is actually what I like doing better. I think that the music industry is dying, and people don't buy CDs anymore. They stream all their music. People don't go out and see artists that they don't know anymore. They don't discover music like they used to. It's whatever's popular is what people listen to, and that's not kind of an industry that I want to put myself into anymore. I like just kind of doing what I like to do when I like to do it, and I don't think I realized that for the longest time because I was so wrapped up in performing and being in front of people, and that's all I knew. But the part that I always loved the most about it was the times when I was by myself in my basement or in my bedroom with my guitar and just me. And that's the part that I still like to do because that's on my terms, and it's not for anyone but myself. And I think that's the cool part about music is, you know, that is something really personal that you can do for yourself. And yes, it's great to share it with people, but I find myself sharing my music less and less with people because it's not for them what I'm doing. What I do is therapeutic for me. It's what I want to do, and it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's what I like, and that's what matters. My husband is a really, really talented musician. It's just like, he's the coolest. He's the coolest. If you know him, you know he's the coolest. He's super, super talented. We have a full like music studio in our house, and it's got everything we could ever wish for in it. He records when he feels like it. Music did lead me to my dude, but I do still love music, and I do still connect over that big time with my husband. Most of our Saturday nights are spent singing at the top of our lungs in our living room. But I think it also really made me realize that, like, okay, you don't have to do this for people. You do this because you love it. Weird. I get more satisfaction over singing by myself to a freaking karaoke track in my living room than I do out in a club getting paid to sing. Now that I'm so far removed from doing it all the time, I find myself like almost embarrassed to sing in front of people because a lot of people that I know now don't know that that was like my life before, which I think is why I got so many questions when I posted that I did American Idol. People were like, what? You did American Idol? Well, yeah, because my whole life before makeup was music, and I think most people have no idea. I'll post the link to my SoundCloud below so you can hear other things that me and my husband have done together, because we've done a lot of really cool stuff. Like I said, it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't like to share it that often because it's just not for other people. It's for me and it's for him. But yeah, music still is a very big part of my life, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. And I still sing at the top of my lungs in the car. I still sing at the top of my lungs in the shower. Nothing will ever stop that. I feel that I have other missions in life now. I'm gonna go finish my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished up my makeup. It's been a little wild, but you know what? It is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed my little musical American Idol, The Voice, all that jazz story. If you like storytime videos, give this a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to know. I can do more story times. I have lots of stories to tell. Comment down below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!